HQ-9B. Iran imports the whole lot after the lessons learned in Midnight Hammer and Rising Lion. And it doesn't work again.
Noor Ali Khan base has been hit by the Afghans. Rawalpindi Air Base is under attack. What has happened is that when you pick up such an expensive equipment and you bring it into play in a short notice, it is ineffective because it requires a lot of interconnection. It requires amalgamation into the entire whole system. Israelis and CIA have been able to penetrate quite well into the entire Iranian defense, military or the political network. So 8 months is too less a time. 8 months, they would have learned the lesson. It's not a question of 8 months. The other part is sanctions.
Iran claimed that we have hit USS Abraham Lincoln. And when it's going up in flames and it's sinking and all of that, they started doing all these things now.
Trying to showcase that this is the island territory of United States of America, which is controlling a
Sovereign territory which is floating. Hello friends, Jai Hind, welcome to the Daily Brief by Defense HQ. I have with me Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey. Sir, Jai Hind and a very warm welcome.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Sir, HQ-9B. Iran imports the whole lot after the lessons learned in Midnight Hammer and Rising Lion. And it doesn't work again. At least that is what global media is saying. The Chinese systems failed to bring down drones, they failed to bring down missiles and aircraft of both the Israelis and the Americans. Why do you think that happened, sir?
So let me, before I come to this question, in case today you have read the morning news and all, Noor Ali Khan base has been hit by the Afghans. Rawalpindi Air Base is under attack, right? So in Operation Sindoor, we were able to breach, and mind you, it is all indigenized system, most of it, entire Chinese systems to attack the Pakistanis from the eastern side. And from their western side, so-called strategic depth, Afghans who actually don't have any sophisticated weapon systems, they have been able to breach the entire air defense system and carry out drone attacks and stuff like that. It implies there's some challenge between the Chinese HQ-9 system. There would be. Now, what has happened is that when you pick up such an expensive equipment and you bring it into play in a short notice, it is ineffective because it requires a lot of interconnection. It requires amalgamation into the entire whole system which is deployed.
Networks?
The network, it has to have the people who are managing and handling also require a lot of training, practice. They have to go onto the ground and they have to have situation. It takes years to build up this entire thing. So you may have the great technology, but you may not have the human resource to actually man and use it. So I think that is one very, very important facet. In just about 7 to 8 months, so it happened about 8 months back, Operation Hammer and Midnight Hammer and Lion Rise. The equipment would have come about, what I can anticipate when watching how things were happening about maybe 4 months back or 5 months back. In 5 to 6 months, it's impossible to integrate, right? It's impossible. So let's say it was a piece of equipment brought there and yet should operate. Iranians have a 3-layered system, integrated system which are there. One is their own indigenous long-range SAM system. They have got this S-300M of PSM of S-300 of Russian origin, which had actually failed last time when the attack went in. And then they have added this layer of, in case they have been able to add this layer of this thing. And with range of about 260, it gives enough operational time to carry out, these long-range missiles to be launched and take out the missiles and stuff like this. But also understand this equipment is about 10 years old, right? In modern technology, the tech is changing very, very fast. Second is, let's say, even if the Iranians were able to absolutely do their due diligence and they were able to amalgamate all the systems. So long-range systems in play. They got the mid-range SAM systems with them, and they also got these man pads and all which are for short range. So these three layers were working. The technology takes over. So the Americans, why were the Americans brought in? Actually, Israelis were able to carry out the strikes quite with impunity last time as well. But when you have, when you carry out swarms, you overwhelm the entire system. One HQNB system is capable of managing about 100 targets to track and take out 6 to 8 targets at the same time. So when you put hundreds of missiles and decoys and what do you call
So drones, decoys, spoofing, everything.
everything which is happening. The second very important, the next other important part is the which we don't understand. Technology and intelligence, two things work together. And then comes that grey zone warfare, which we don't understand very well, in which a cyber system, when within the country starts deactivating, puts in corrupted systems and all, which starts not behaving very well. Israelis and CIA have been able to penetrate quite well into the entire Iranian defense military or the political network. So I'm quite sure that it is not darwaze andar se khulte hain. I've been saying very often, and I'm very sure that the not S-300 systems are also pretty okay, by the way, Russians. Some inside work also has been done quite effectively. So when you get sandwiched with the inside work and the external overwhelming of the tech systems or the missile system or AD system, then it's bound to fail. So the first part is, was it fully integrated? I don't think so. Now when you add the external overwhelming of system by swarms, large number of platforms coming, the Americans call the stealth systems, right? To take out the stealth systems, to actually monitor, observe, continue to track them when they come as close as possible is also a difficulty. Require a whole very, very brand new systems to be able to actually monitor it. So you can actually see the missiles when they are launched. Then only you can actually track and carry out these things. So those timelines start becoming very difficult to take them out. So imagine if they are going for Tehran, right, or Natanz or Fordo for the nuclear base, and you got a battery of HQ-9B deployed there, and you send about 200, 250 drones and missiles, and they are all timed. So drones will take off earlier, missiles will come at, because based on the speed of flight and where they're being launched, when they come at those places of where the AD cover is, that is the time they start getting overwhelmed. So when you have about 200 or 300 such air systems coming in from this thing, then possibly they would have been overwhelmed. So I think that is one part, and the most important part I think is that there has been certain degree of internal challenge as well.
So one thing I'd like to ask you is that you spoke in great detail about the AD systems and how they failed. But Donald Trump has been threatening war for a very long time. That's number one. Number two, sir, what Israel has been saying. All these are markers. All this is in open domain. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. I'm sure the Iranians also knew it. And number three, sir, they've had Midnight Hammer and Rising Lion very decently. Why wasn't Iran adequately prepared? I mean, I can understand HQ-9B did not work as planned, or maybe they did not integrate it, that networking was not there, that training was not there. So many possibilities. But they knew, at the same time, they knew that they were going to attack.
It's a good question, Gaurav. And through this lesson, I've been tweeting since yesterday, our military planners, our government of India, the bureaucracy, right, must realize this one factor, that you may give the technology at the last minute, but you require the human resource to match and man it, right? And it comes with experience. So even the Iranians, 8 months is too less a time. In 8 months, when I give you an AK-47 to actually practice to a human, this thing, which is the simplest of weapon, it actually requires, when the fire comes, and when the fire comes from 10 different people. You one AK-47, you may have practiced everything, but when it comes from 10 different people, can you be able to take out? So it requires...
Or you just maybe freeze, sir.
You may just freeze. That also is there. And then, of course, internal doubts, narrative shaping and all. So 8 months is too less a time. 8 months, they would have learned the lesson. It's not a question of 8 months. The other part is sanctions. there's been crippling sanctions on Iran. In spite of that, I give full credit to the Iranians that in spite of that, they have been able to reach 60% of enrichment of nearly about 440 kgs of uranium. In spite of Midnight Hammer and Lion Rise, in 12 days, in first 3 days, an entire AD system was taken out. They got hammered by Israelis, and then it came, the Americans came with those B-2 bombers, which actually, frankly, from my side, didn't have, it was just a show to side with the Israelis, that one day, half an hour attack which happened. It was also a capability demonstrator to fly B-2 bombers all the way from American continent and fly and carry this operation, thereafter go back. But the bottom line is that Iranians have been actually denied any sort of a technology so easy to come by. So whatever things they have in terms of an air defense is the most complex system. People don't understand. To fire a missile, to make a drone is very easy. But to actually, when something has come up, when to hit it, what is it coming, where is it going to reach, where has it been launched from? So start from the launch, which system has come, what is the size, what speed it is coming out. Thereafter, you have to relate to the ID system. This is all automated system which is happening.
Somebody is saying that it's like hitting a bullet with a bullet, sir, and you don't know where the bullet is coming from.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when to hit, with which system to hit. So, you may get, for example, like what is happening. Let's reverse this process. Israel has got hit. They've got the most expensive systems which are there. American bases have been hit. The Gulf countries have been hit. So while UAE may say that out of 200 drones or missiles or ballistic missiles which they came, they have been able to neutralize about 95%, but 4 got through. Right. So there is no...
And that's it, sir. There is nothing you can do about it. 4 got through, so 4 got
they
through.
will get through.
Yes, sir.
With this forum, I can, Gaurav, I'd like to really compliment. I am retired. I was serving there a year and a half back. But we need to compliment Indian Armed Forces that during Operation Sindoor, the best of the systems were fired at them. But nothing came inside.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, sir, yesterday, Iran claimed that we have hit USS Abraham Lincoln. And, it's going up in flames and it's sinking and all of that. They started doing all these things now. America countered saying that nothing doing. So, now, this is something that has been, a point of conversation on social media among a lot of people from think tanks and people who are experts and people who are experts in defense, etc. A lot of people think that an aircraft carrier is a sitting duck. You fire a missile, it will go down. It's not that simple, is it, sir?
No, it is firstly not simple because when you move aircraft carrier, you are actually moving an Air Force base, right? And the Air Force base is not carrying one squadron of, today the combined force level which this thing has got a couple of squadrons on that. It's got Ford, the carrier Ford.
Yes, sir. Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford has got 5,000 people, which is about 6 to 7 battalions sitting on that aircraft. It is a couple of billion of dollars. The entire aircraft is of a couple of $1 billion. And then you add the assets which are protecting it. It doesn't move alone. It's got flotilla which comes about, which are deployed at some distance. There are range of, there are highly expensive radar systems to monitor where the threat is coming about, what is reaching them. What Iran would be deploying for protecting these entire systems, right, in the entire country, will be packaged only onto this aircraft carrier to protect it. And they are not silly. A lot of people are saying that Ford is having trouble in sailing and all. They have put it very close to Israel, right? Why? Because last time in Lion Rise, they realized that Israeli systems were breached, right? So they are there to provide the cover also to the Israeli.
Gerald Ford is providing AD cover to Israeli cover.
Right.
Basically, sir.
Basically. So naturally, somebody who is providing a cover to a country, right? It is also capable of providing. So it's not so easy. Coming on to the second part, and trust me, just by firing one missile, what is the distance? It's about a kilometer and a half. The length, the range, and the kind of internal systems to protect. Even if you hit with a missile, a couple of missiles, they have got systems to ensure that those effects are neutralized. They will be able to control the system, and the ship will continue to function. Or until unless there's a very kill blow with
You finish everything off. You've got multiple hits from here and there.
or at some very, very critical
Juncture. Otherwise, you're saying that it can survive.
Yeah,
It can survive a hit.
yeah, it is. It's not like a frigate, When you put a frigate or a smaller ship
Yes, sir.
along with it, it looks like not even a child. It's like a big, huge man taking a small little pup for a walk. That is, when you walk, I've been to Vikramaditya and all.
Massive, sir.
Massive. It takes time to travel from one place to another. It's not one football field, it's a couple of, and ours is the smaller one. The Americans one are at least 2 to 3 times. The Chinese don't have any to match the sizes what is. So
Of the Gerald Ford, sir.
yeah, they move these systems not only for dominating, they are actually trying to showcase that this is the island territory of United States of America, which is controlling a people.
Sovereign territory, which is floating, sir.
Floating.
Floating sovereign territory, sir. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Daily Brief by Defense HQ. Stay tuned. Jai Hind.